This is my non-spoiler review of The Batman. I just got out maybe about an hour ago, and I have some thoughts. I had to write them down, and I had to talk about it right now. So first of all, I gave it a rating of 9.8 out of 10, and it's only being picky. And the reason why, one of the reasons, is because Robert Pattinson wasn't swole enough for the Batman. And honestly, if I saw him without the suit, I wouldn't be intimidated at all seeing him around. And the reason why is because I definitely weigh more and probably am stronger than him. But I would say that's something that he probably doesn't have much control over, because they really want him to keep that natural look, which is pretty good, because you don't want to give him steroids, right? Because then it's gonna look too fake. And then he's going to be sluggish too if he has too much mass that he personally can't hold. So that's okay. But honestly, that's just something that they're going to have to work on down the line. But I really liked that this is not a comic book movie at all. Nothing. Not at all. It is a suspenseful crime mystery. And you can't compare it to any other Batman movie you've ever seen. And the reason why is because in other movies, and I feel like they really lack on this aspect of Batman, where people forget he's a detective, right? DC, Detective Comics. And people forget that's what Batman started out as, a detective, basically. And so you're really getting that in this movie, and oh my gosh, it's really good. It really reminds me of the Arkham Asylum video game. If you haven't played it, I really, really recommend you go buy it. I think it's only out for Sony, PlayStation platform. Could be wrong. But it's a pretty good game where you really focus on the detective skills that Batman has and using the gadgets to be able to solve the mystery of the Arkham Asylum in that game. Same thing with this movie. So that was really, really good that they actually brought that out in this movie, and it made it completely different to every other Batman movie I've ever seen. And then let's go to storyline, right? The storyline really reminds me of the movie Prisoners. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Funny thing, it's the same kind of pace, or it feels the same theme, where it's really dark. And you have this case where you really have to solve this mystery in time. If not, you're gonna really screw yourself over in the long term, right? And that's what Batman's going through, right, with the Riddler. And so the thing about it is that you really want to solve the mystery alongside Batman. And I love that the script writing made it really easy for you as the viewer to really do that. Because I've seen a lot of mystery movies, or there's a few movies out there that I've seen where I can't really follow along, and it really takes a toll on me, because I'm not even focusing on the movie anymore. But that's not what the Batman feels like. I feel like I was there in every second. Every time they discover a new detail, I'm like, that makes sense. And it was really good. And compare that with the Christian Bale films, I feel like they really did really good when it comes to the crime fighting and discovering the evidence and the next step. Because in the Christian Bale, I feel like they put that in the back burner, and they really focused on the action, the costume, and the morale of the story. You really learn a lesson when it comes to the Batman Returns, Dark Knight, and Dark Knight Returns, right? Oh, my bad. Dark Knight and Dark Knight Returns, right? But in the Batman, there's no lessons learned, to be honest. There's nothing you're learning when it comes to a morale. It's more of there's a story to tell, which was pretty cool about seeing that first time. Matt Reeves, amazing. Great film. But then let's look at the theme, right? When it comes to visuals, I love that they minimize the CGI. Compare that to Marvel films where everything is CGI focused. I hate it because I really see, over time, you really see how fake the background looks. If you go see Iron Man 2 or 3, one of those, the Thor films, the old ones, you can really see how fake the background looks. But here, they really did a lot of practicality when it comes to the set. And they really focus on, let me make it look real. Like, for instance, not to spoil anything, but clubs or inside buildings were actually buildings. They weren't just, I have a room, I have a table, I have a chair, and then everything else is just a green screen. No, they actually have a set that's everything's physical. Even the outside, right, where you have when he's driving in a motorcycle or his Batmobile, it's literally a physical set. It's not CGI, and I love the practicality. And I feel like a lot of movies aren't doing that. They're shying away from that because it takes a lot more time and money, and they're doing CGI easier for post production and even production in the moment, right? Just easier to manipulate everything. And I feel like we have to get back to practicality. And I love that it looks real. And that even goes to the action. The action in the movie, I feel bad for the criminals. I honestly do. He didn't pull his punches. I was feeling the pain anytime a criminal got hit. Literally. Not to spoil it for you, but the first action scene is in about, I say about first 5 minutes of the movie, maybe 10, between the first 10 minutes. And the first punch, horrible. Ow. 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 I feel the pain. I actually feel the pain. And so compare that to the Marvel movies or any other Batman movies. Let's look at the Christian Bale movies, right? I felt like he would hit somebody and they just fall backwards, knockout, right? But in this movie, he hit somebody and their knockout was actually realistic. I felt like I was knocked out with him. And so, Batman always has this traditional rule of I'm never going to kill anybody, don't use guns. And, of course he follows that. But the thing about it is that, Batman always beats criminals to a pulp, right? But the thing about it, he actually did in this movie. I feel like he probably killed a few people by accident, by pure accident. Probably hit them so hard they got a concussion on the way to the ground, And so the action is really good. A+++. And visually, right? We're still talking about visually of how everything looks, right? With action and the look and the theme. The theme of the movie is gothic. And I really enjoyed the gothic look because you had this, even the interior of his home looked like a cathedral. The look where you have gargoyles and you have the structure looks like it's medieval times, and I love it because it really gives you a sense, right? Especially with the theme, the color theme of this movie is dark, that red, right? That eye-piercing red. It makes Batman look like he's a vampire, because he even says it. He uses fear as a tool, and that's exactly what a vampire uses. Fear as a tool. Don't forget, back in the day, vampires used to have what's it called? Look into my eyes, and then they hypnotize you, right? So, Batman's just like that. His presence hypnotizes and scares people. So overall, I give the movie a 9.8 out of 10, just for minor things, but I have to rewatch it again. But the most important question: is it the best Batman film of all time? I don't know. One more time. I don't know. And the reason why is because even though I'm a big fan of Christian Bale, the best Christian Bale film of the Batman series is The Dark Knight. Hands down, Heath Ledger, Joker, amazing. You can't compare him to the Riddler. You can't. It's two different leagues. Even though the Riddler in this movie did amazing work, but the Joker was just phenomenal. He went the extra mile. When they tell you at work, thank you for going the extra mile? The Joker went 10 miles over that extra mile. And so that's what's keeping me from saying that this is the best Batman movie ever. Just because of the Joker. But if we're talking about Batman, Robert Pattinson is the Batman. And I really believe so. And so that is my review for this movie. I hope you enjoy. Make sure you follow and subscribe, comment below. Then I'm going to be making more videos and a lot more things and more theories. And thank you very much. Have a great day.